Every legend begins with blood, this one more than most. Transylvania, the name alone was a warning. One name, 5 centuries, a world that cannot forget it. These mountains kept their secrets for 500 years. Before the legend, the land, you must understand the land. Forest older than any prince, forest older than any name. The past that connects the world to what lies beyond it. In spring, this land is paradise. Winter reveals what it really is. Winter here is not a season, it is a condition. The sky above Transylvania burns like this in the depths of winter, as if it knows something. Something moves in this forest, something always has. Faith carved into wood, the only fortress most people ever had. Sighișoara, 1431. A child was born in the house below the clock tower. The tower was already old when he was born beneath it. This room, this fire, this is where he first opened his eyes. His father was Vlad Dracul, Knight of the Dragon, Prince of Wallachia, a man who collected enemies. Dracul, dragon. From this, the name. From the name, everything. He grew up knowing that power was stone, and stone was cold. They started teaching him young. The world required it. At age 12, Vlad was given as hostage to the Ottoman Sultan, a guarantee of his father's loyalty. A foreign court, a foreign language, a foreign god, he learned all three. He learned their language, their tactics, their weaknesses. He kept a perfect inventory. They thought they were keeping him prisoner. He thought he was attending school. He never stopped fighting, not once. The Ottomans used impalement as punishment. He noted the effect it had. He noted it carefully. He came home at 18. His father was dead. His brother was dead. Wallachia was not his yet. 3 times he took the throne. 3 times it was taken. The 3rd time he kept it. Power in Wallachia was borrowed. He intended to own it permanently. The Ottomans demanded tribute, gold, soldiers, submission. They had always received all 3. The ambassadors came to collect. They did not remove their turbans. Protocol required it. He disagreed. He nailed their turbans to their heads and sent them home. He had made his position clear. 1456. Vlad III became Prince of Wallachia. He was 25 years old. His army was smaller than the Ottoman force by a factor of 10. They did not fight for territory, they fought to exist. He never fought the Ottomans in open battle if he could avoid it. He chose the dark, he chose the cold, he chose the mountain. He won more often than anyone expected, which made him more dangerous than anyone expected. Word reached the Sultan. An army was coming, a large army. He had been patient long enough. Sultan Mehmed II, conqueror of Constantinople, he came personally with 90,000 men. He did not meet them in the field. He vanished into the country, and the country became his weapon. He burned his own country rather than leave it to feed them. And then the Sultan's advance scouts came over a ridge and stopped. 20,000 stakes, 20,000 enemies, arranged in perfect order to be seen from a distance. Mehmed II, the man who had broken Constantinople's walls, looked at this hill and ordered his army to turn around. He reportedly said, "A man who can do this deserves to keep his country." Then he left. This was his real castle, not Bran, not the postcards. This cliff, these ruins. He could see everything from here, and no one could reach him without being seen first. He built this. With the hands of the boyars who had killed his father, he made them carry the stones themselves. His people. They feared him. They also told stories about him killing tax collectors on their behalf. Both things were true. Every village woman could embroider these patterns without looking. The hands knew. The hands always know. He built churches on his victories. 7 churches confirmed. He was devout. He was monstrous. He was both. History is written by survivors, and survivors decide which sins to remember and which to forgive. His tomb is here, or was here. The exact grave was lost, or deliberately hidden, centuries ago. This could be the stone. No one knows for certain. Perhaps that is appropriate. After he died, the stories began. Not the political pamphlets, the other stories, the ones told at night. They said he did not die like men die. The earth refused to hold him. Strigoi. The word is older than Vlad, older than writing, something the mountains always knew. Garlic, running water, a stake of hawthorn through the heart. These protections are older than any prince, not because she feared him specifically, because she feared what the night always held. Romania has bats, many bats. They are ordinary. The stories made them something else entirely. The bat was Stoker's addition to the legend, but the fear of the dark was already there. It has always been there. 1462. The first Dracula pamphlets were printed in Germany. His political enemies paid for them. The printing press was still new. The lies spread at the speed of the press. Here begins a very cruel, frightening story about a wild, bloodthirsty man. The presses ran. Europe read. The legend took root in foreign soil. The story traveled faster than the man ever had. That is how legends work. 400 years passed. The pamphlet stories fermented into something else, something that needed no printing press. The stories grew with each winter. Each telling added something. Each teller believed what they said. 1890, Whitby, England. An Irish writer named Bram Stoker walked this churchyard in the fog. He felt what he needed to feel. 7 years of research, notebooks filled with Transylvanian geography, Romanian folklore, history. He had never been to Romania. He found the name in a history book in the British Museum. Dracula, son of the dragon, or son of the devil. Either worked perfectly. May 26, 1897, the book was published. Bram Stoker died in 1912. He never knew what he had made. The novel was a sensation, not immediately, slowly, then completely. Bran Castle, never actually Vlad's residence. He may have been briefly imprisoned here. It doesn't matter. The image stuck. Stone that holds cold even in summer. Stairs that creak under the weight of centuries. Rooms that remember. He wore armor like this. He fought in it. He ruled in it. The man inside it was 25 years old. The mountains do not care who rules the valley. They were here before him. They remain after. The dragon was always the enemy and always the protector. Romania has always carried both at once. The villages survived him. They survived the Ottomans. They survived everything. The carved gates are still here. 500 years of carving the same patterns on the same gates. Some knowledge needs no book. The forests where his armies moved, where his scouts watched, where his enemies ran and did not escape. This is what he actually looked like. The heavy eyes, the mouth that gave away nothing, the eyes that gave away less. The medallion still exists. It is in a museum. You can see it. The dragon is still gold. Between cruelty and monstrousness, the distance is shorter than we like to believe. Between monster and myth, shorter still. Stoker made the bat his transformation. Romania had no such legend. He invented it. Then the world believed it. 1897, 1922, 1931, 1958, 1992. Each generation received him and made him theirs. He absorbed them all. He was born here, in this light, in these walls. A child, not yet a legend, not yet anything. He touched these stones. Every child since has touched these stones. They do not know what they are touching. The church kept its own records, its own version, as it always has, as it always will. Real and myth breathe the same air in Transylvania. They always have. The mountains make no distinction. The wine of Transylvania is extraordinary, dark, dense. It tastes of the soil and the winter and something older. These masks are older than Vlad, older than the Ottomans. The dead and the dangerous have always been part of the winter here. Spring comes to Wallachia every year, as it always has. The impalement stakes rot. the churches stand. He made Bucharest a fortified center. The city that still exists was partly his idea. December 1476. Vlad III died alone, not in a castle, in a swamp near Bucharest, surrounded by enemies. History is rarely poetic. His head was sent to Constantinople as proof. The Sultan displayed it. The body was never reliably found. The forest remembers what we write down and what we forget. It keeps both with equal indifference. Somewhere, someone carved his epitaph not on his tomb but on a wall. The tomb was lost. The wall remains. There are moments when the real world becomes exactly as strange as the one we invented. Transylvania produces these moments reliably. The night above Transylvania looks like this. It has always looked exactly like this. He saw these same stars. Every legend is this. One small flame, the dark all around it. The question of which is stronger. Millions of people have climbed these steps since the novel was published. All of them looking for the same thing. It looks like this in winter, and like this in spring, and like this in summer, and like this in autumn. All of it. Always. This is the question every Romanian child asks, and every Romanian adult has to decide how to answer it. The prince and the count. They have shared a name for 5 centuries. By now they cannot be separated. People eat lunch in his birthplace now. He would have opinions about this. The castle does not need the legend. The legend does not need the castle. They found each other and have been inseparable ever since. The wolf remembers, the forest remembers, the mountain remembers. They remember what we wrote down and what we lost. Dawn comes every morning, even here, even after everything. The dragon is carved above the door of a church in Transylvania. Below it, people pray. Above it, the dragon watches. In Romania, these two things have always coexisted. Vlad III died in December 1476 in a swamp, far from this castle, far from the legend. History is rarely poetic. That is why we have stories.